So this is another part of my book that I wanted to also read to you guys. The science of what happened. When I was 13, my body caught fire, not in the way flames consume, but in the way terror burns. Invisible, alive, and uncontrollable. After the assault, I had my first real seizure. It was the only one. My body collapsed, convulsed, and then went still. Like all the terror I couldn't speak had finally erupted through my skin. But afterwards, something unexpected happened. People noticed me. They worried, they stayed. For the first time, I felt seen, not as a burden or a problem, but as someone who mattered. Somewhere in my mind, the wildfire learned this is how you get love. So I kept seizing. A performance born of pain. For years, I faked seizures, not out of malice, not to deceive, but to survive. It was an instinct, not a plan. Whenever fear built inside me, on the soccer field, in the hallway, at the dinner table, I'd bolt, my body shaking, mind spinning, heart screaming, help me, see me, hold me. I'd run off the field mid-game and drop to the ground, shaking, sobbing, surrendering to the only language my body had learned to speak. The seizures became my way of saying, I can't handle this, I'm drowning, please love me. It would take me years to understand what was happening, that my fits weren't really about neurology, but about survival. The science of a body on fire. According to trauma researchers like Dr. Bessel van der Kolk, author of The Body Keeps the Score, the body stores trauma as energy, unprocessed emotion that finds its own way to be expressed. For some survivors of sexual assault, that expression takes the form of psychogenic, non-epileptic seizures. Seizure-like episodes with no electrical disruption in the brain, but deep roots in emotional and sexual distress. Neurologist W. Kurt LaFrance Jr., one of the world's leading PNES researchers, describes it as the body protest against unbearable emotion. Studies by Alice Said-Puet and Marcus Rubar confirm that sexual trauma, and particularly in childhood, is one of the strongest predictors of PNES. These aren't lies, they're language, the nervous system's last resort when words fail. In my case, there was only one true seizure, a neurological event, but the others, the ones I conjured, were different. They were my body's echo of trauma mixed with something darker, the illusion that pain could buy love. The currency of care. Looking back, I see how desperate I was for connection. When the people around me saw me seize, they softened, they stayed close, they touched my hand for a moment. I wasn't invisible. I didn't have to speak about what had happened, I just had to fall. That's the paradox trauma creates. The wound that destroys you becomes the only thing that makes you feel alive. The care I needed as a child came only when I looked broken. I didn't know how to be loved in health. From fire to flame, fear used to move through me like electricity, fast, erratic, burning. Now I've learned to let it move differently, through therapy, through truth, through learning, through art, through music, to name what once had no name. I was assaulted, I was terrified, I faked seizures because I was starving for love. These words once felt like confessions of shame. Now they are declarations of understanding. In trauma therapy, naming the unspeakable restores control. As a psychiatrist, Judith Herman, author of Trauma and Recovery, wrote, the ordinary response to atrocities is to banish them from consciousness. But when the banished returns through flashbacks, pain, or seizures, it's not weakness, it's memory trying to find voice. My seizures were the voice of a girl who couldn't scream. The healing of attention. I no longer need to collapse to be seen. The fire inside still flickers, but now it fuels creation instead of chaos. I've learned that attention earned through authenticity, not suffering, heals. For survivors like me, the work is learning that love isn't something you must perform. It's something you can build within yourself, one breath, one truth, one reclaimed heartbeat at a time.